Hello, 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 and welcome to Get Comfortable by Lizana-Prodeaux. I am the voice behind Get Comfortable. Today's message is a two-part message. It comes from a place of release and a place of a final push. I would like to take the time out to thank you guys for joining me here. If you are here and you are listening to this message, it's probably because you need it, or it is meant for you, or meant for somebody close to you. So please pass it on if need be. Excuse me. So the first part of the message is from a place of a final push. What do I mean by that? You are in a place where you're tired of waiting for blessings, a change, some type of momentum, something that you've been praying for sometimes months, years, maybe even decades to come. You feel that you've been doing the work. You feel that you've been diligent, you've been faithful, and still nothing. And you're questioning if anything is going to come of it. Why am I doing these things if nothing is going to come of this? And you're frustrated and you're ready to give up. Just when you're ready to give up, a lot of the times, that's when a push comes, right? That's what you hear all the time. We get on sites or we're looking for some type of peace in the way, and we hear people say, you're almost there, you're almost there, you're almost there. Or even you hear God say, just a little bit more, just a little more time. And it's almost like, how much more time do I have to wait? How much longer do I have to be faithful to something I can't see? How much longer do I have to endure the pain of knowing I've asked for something and not even know if I'm going to receive it or not? Am I even on the right path? And then to make it worse, because we start to have those doubts because maybe it's been so long, maybe we're in such agony that we don't see the glory in the wait, that we start to second guess ourselves about what it is we've heard God say. And then in that doubt, in those moments when we feel like giving up, in those moments where we feel rebellious and we don't want to listen to God, or we are kind of going against the grain, that's when the enemy is able to slip in and speak things into your ear like, you're not worthy of the blessing. Why will God give it to you? There's no way that these big dreams that you have are going to come to pass because you don't deserve it. Who are you to be blessed by the hand of God for everything that you've done over a lifetime, all the sins that you committed? You're not worthy. And then trick you into believing that what God has spoken to you wasn't true. And if you've been in constant warfare because of this, I'm almost certain that you're at a place where you're almost there. For many people, the new year starts in January. But for others, the new year starts, or a season of restart or refresh starts in the spring. And the spring is definitely close. It's very, very near, and it brings new beginnings. I know you're tired. I know you're weary. I know you are ready to give up. Maybe you feel that you've given up. Maybe you just feel like, I cannot go on. I can't do this anymore. How much longer is this going to take? You're almost there. You're almost there. And it would be so bad for you to get there, almost there, and give up now because you've endured so much. Look how long you've waited. Look how long it's been since you've seen the blessing come. You just have a little longer. You just have to stay in there, and please block out those negative thoughts. Please block out those negative thoughts. I know that it's hard. You try not to stress. You try not to dwell on things, but it makes it almost impossible for you not to when you're not walking in a place where you want to be. God has his hand on you. He wants you to get through this. He wants you to be successful in this wait. But he knows how hard it is, and he knows what he's asking you to do isn't easy. It's really hard. It's really difficult. That's something you really want to do. And he knows that. He knows that, but he also knows that in preparing you for what you've asked for, it just does not happen overnight. And to know that gives you a greater purpose in the wait. It's not the same as him just giving you what you've asked for, because there's no preparation behind it. He has to prepare you. He has to prune you. He has to nip at those loose vines, hairs that you have that make the situation possibly not work. He needs this to work in his divine way. And so in order for that to happen, in order for you to be ready and prepared, he has to put you in his waiting season. But the folks that I'm speaking to, your waiting season is getting ready to end. You're almost there. You're almost at spring. This is for someone whose changes are coming in the spring. And look where we are. Where we are is in February, the very middle. And in this place, you have a few more months before the spring is here. And if you waited this long, you can wait a little longer. I know you're tired. I know you're over it. I know you don't want to do this anymore. I know you've had it. I know you just want to give up. You just want to say F it, but you can't. The blessings that are being bestowed upon you are not just for you. More importantly, they're for the glory of God, but they're to show other people that, yes, you can go through the fire and you will come out on the other side. There's people that are doubting you right now, doubting that you've heard what you've heard, doubting that the blessings you asked for are coming. They've doubted that you know what you're saying. They've doubted your belief in God, and it's caused them to say, if things are not working for them, they possibly can't work for me. Or this person's crazy. How could they ever think that this is going to happen? But how many times have people been crazy to say, oh, this will happen for my life? And it's happened, and people are in awe. It's happened a lot. Miracles in health, miracles in business, miracles in restoring families and relationships have happened. But there's naysayers that say, oh, that's never going to happen. This person's crazy. How dare she believe that her marriage can be restored? How dare he think that this young lady would be with him again? How dare she believe that she'll get her job back? How dare she believe that she'll have a successful business after the last 3 failed? There's no way. But you have a God that sees things differently. Maybe you have had 3 failed businesses, but it prepared you for this moment now where this business is going to thrive, it's going to do well. Maybe your marriage was on the rocks, but maybe you had to take time behind the scenes to work on you, and he had to take time to work on him to better come back together as a better entity. Sometimes you got to tear things down and rebuild it the correct way. So please don't give up in this moment. Do not give up. Leave it. Believe it, and keep thriving and becoming a better person. Lastly, speaking on the release part, because I think that is just as important as a final push. In these last moments before that shift happens in your life, if I'm speaking to you, you're holding on to the past. And your holding on to the past is not allowing you to be able to see into the future. Not like you can read the future. Not like you know what's going to happen tomorrow. Meaning you cannot see a future because you're focused on the past. You're holding on to hurt. You're holding on to pain. And you're not in a forgiveness position. You're not allowing yourself to rid your body of the pain, the suffering, and just the tiredness that you possess at this time. And you need to dig deep and pull it out. Pull it up to the surface and deal with it and let it go. What do I mean by pull it up to the surface? Let's start with stop suppressing it. You feel it and it's there for a reason. Stop suppressing it. Because you're suppressing it is making it worse. Because you know where it's showing up in your lack of care for yourself. It's showing up in your skin, showing up in your body, the aches, the pains, the not wanting to get up, wanting to sleep all the time. That's where it's showing up. It's showing up in other places because you have not dealt with it. You cannot walk into this next place if you do not get rid of that baggage. If you do not get rid of that baggage, you cannot move forward. Because when you walk into your blessings, because regardless of what you think, the blessings are coming, whether you want them to, or you're ready for them to, or not. The things you've asked for are going to show up. Will you be ready for them to show up at that time? Because you're still holding on to things, you can really screw things up. And that's not what you want. What's for you is for you. And sometimes the wait is longer because we haven't dealt with things. Sometimes we get things and we fumble them and then we have to turn around and find a way to get them again. You don't want to be in that position. Pull those pains to the surface. Okay, why am I feeling like this? You know? Why am I walking around looking so stressed? What's going on with me? I don't look like myself. I don't feel like myself. I'm tired all the time. I'm afraid all the time. I feel like nothing's going to work out. Where are those feelings and thoughts coming from? Let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And replace those feelings of I'm not good enough with I am good enough. Yes, my past isn't squeaky clean, but I'm good enough to create a future, a new day where I walk a different way than I have been. Those feelings of I don't deserve, I do deserve because God says I deserve it. If God can forgive me, I can forgive myself. Change those thoughts of I'm always tired, I'm always stressed too. I'm not tired. I'm not stressed. And if I am stressed, identifying why am I stressed? Why am I feeling this way? What's going on with me internally? How do I get rid of that? Being proactive and caring for you starts with releasing the pain and problems that we've carried around for years. Some of us have had problems locked up inside of us since childhood. And now we're in our late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and we're still carrying that pain around. Problems that we've just held on to, that have just become a part of us. Creating a narrative about ourselves that is no longer true or was never true to begin with. But we carry it around and we wear it like a coat. Because it's become comfortable. It's become a comfortable narrative about ourselves that we've adapted. And so we think it is a part of us. We think it is us, and it's not. You get one you. And whoever I'm speaking to is not just you that you either have to take care of, or it's not just you that cares for you. There are others. And you would be doing yourself a disservice not to care for the only you that is you. So please, whoever this message is for, I pray that it touched you. I pray that you were able to take it in, understand it, and really get to the bottom of what's holding you in this space, but more importantly, realizing that this is the key to your final push. You still have work that you need to do, which is why we're still in this waiting place. There's still work to be done, and you can do it. It's just going to take a little bit of digging and a little bit more perseverance. I love you guys to the moon and back, but of course God loves you more. Please take care.